What's up, y'all? Welcome back. We're rolling on with this current and complete workout series. Today we're doing shoulders. I'm from Maryland. For all y'all that don't know about Maryland guys have big shoulders. Started with Vince Taylor, then Kevin Levrone. Then there's probably a few more out there with huge shoulders from Maryland that I'm missing. So I put a little extra in the shoulder day. I'm from Maryland, so I feel morally obligated to blow up these shoulders, right? I also have big traps, so I gotta get big shoulders to be symmetrical. So stay tuned. We're gonna show you my current and complete shoulder workout. Just remember, I put a little bit extra into my shoulders. All right. All right, so remember when you're talking shoulders, you got three heads. Front head, side head, rear head. So your one shoulder workout really is three separate workouts mixed into one because you have to hit all three heads. Before we start, let's get warmed up, right? All right, for my warm up, I like to do side raises like so. 10, 20, just warming up, lightweight. Once you hit 10, 20 here, then I like to overhead press them. 10 to 20 reps, right? Just getting warmed up, getting them warmed up, getting them going. 2 or 3 rounds of warm up, and then you're ready for your first exercise. Alright, so I like to start with side raises. I want to work on the side head of my delt to get it to grow out this way so my traps don't overpower my delts. So side delts is going to be my focus for this workout, so we're going to start with a side delt exercise. Side raises, up here, contract your delt, pause, come down. Remember, you don't want to go to dead space all the way down here. So you want to stop right about here, up, squeeze, back down. Just like so. Now on this first exercise, these dumbbells, I like to go heavy. This is obviously lightweight for the video here, but I'm fresh. It's my first exercise. I'm typically doing about 50 pounds here. Just make sure you're doing them right and you're pausing at the top for just a second and then coming down and stopping at the bottom before you hit dead space, right? Right. All right. Exercise 1, dumbbell side raises. All right, after side raises, I like to go into rear raises. I like to hit one for each head of the shoulder before I hit a compound movement, right? All right, so rear raises. We're gonna hit these like so. Bend over, come up, squeeze for a second, and then back down, just like so. Keep your rear delt engaged this entire time, especially on the negative here. If you're just dropping the weight, you're missing out on half the exercise. Up, squeeze, work on that mind to muscle connection. That way you're connected to your rear delt, and you're keeping it firing, and you're keeping it going this whole entire time. All right, just like so. Rear delt raises. All right. Okay, so we got one more head to work before we get to the big compound movement. That's the front delt. So, dumbbell front raises, right? You can grab these, a lot of different grips, a lot of different ways. I like the overhand grip. Come up, pause, back down. Just like on your side raises, you don't want to go to dead space. So right about here, you want to go back up. You go down, dead space. Right? Right. We're here to work. We're here to make gains. We're not here for dead space. You got a lot of people tell you don't work front delts because you hit them on chest day a lot on your presses, which is true, but definitely give your front delts some isolation moves as well. Get them going, get them working. You don't want to look weak. You don't have weak front delts, right? You want everything to be symmetrical and matching. Big, strong, huge. All right, okay, so we hit an isolation movement on all three heads of delts, front, side, and rear. Now we're gonna do a big compound movement that works all three of them with one exercise. Is dumbbell overhead press. If you remember my video, best way to do an overhead press, it's seated overhead dumbbell presses. If you wanna know why, check the video out. All right, so you start here, press, and then squeeze your delts at the top here. Bring them back down, up, and squeeze. If you can't squeeze your delts yet, keep working on it. It's a hard mind to muscle connection to get. Took me many years to be able to flex my delts. Literally a couple of years before I could flex them. But keep working at it. You'll eventually get it. You have to come all the way up and in a little bit to get that flex. Right there. And then back down. Alright. You can really crank up the weight on this, and you should. It's your big compound movement. Your bread and butter, if you will, for your delts. So crank up the weight. 6 to 10 reps. If you can do more than 10, it's way too light. Go heavier. All right. Big compound movement, dumbbell overhead press. All right, so we're going to follow up the first compound movement with a second compound movement. That's upright rows. It works all 3 heads of delts, just like overhead press. And you're pulling. It's the only shoulder exercise, really, that you're pulling. All right. Upright row. Start them here. Up, elbows out, squeeze, back down slowly. Again, keep your delts engaged while you're coming down. Otherwise, you're missing out on half of those exercises, right? You're doing a half rep. You're only doing the lifting part, not the negative. So make sure you get your perfect rep, which is the positive, the picking it up, the squeeze, which is the hold, and then the lowering it. All 3 phases of the rep. All right. A lot of people don't like these because of shoulder impingement. I've been doing them for 20 years. They don't bother me. So you can do them. They don't bother your shoulders. Keep rocking them, right? And they are on fire right now. All right. So if you're a beginner, I would stop right there. 3 to 4 sets of all these exercises, 6 to 10 reps. Great shoulder workout. You isolated all 3 heads. And then you compounded all 3 heads with 2 exercises as well. But remember, I'm from Maryland, so here comes a little bit of extra. All right, so remember, if you're a beginner, this part isn't for you. You should stop after that first part of the workout. This is a little bit extra for advanced and intermediate bodybuilders. If you got a couple years under your belt, you can keep rocking here. All right, so we're going back to side delts. We're going to do Y raises with the cable, followed by pinky out grip, side raises with the dumbbell, superset. Really burning them in. We hit heavy side raises to begin with, so this is just burning that extra in, hitting it at a little different angle. Remember, your Y raises, you can stretch that delt. You can see them in a stretch position, and you can do this on the cable because your resistance is coming from the side. You can't do it with a dumbbell because your resistance is up and down, right? Right. So, what do we always tell you? Muscle stretched under load has the most potential for growth. So, go ahead and stretch them delts here. Bring them up and squeeze. Keep these nice and slow and smooth. Keep tension on your delts the whole entire time. Stretch them here. Squeeze them here. This is one of my favorites. Feels great. Such a burner, man. Whew, baby. Again, doesn't take much weight here. We really hit the weight on the first exercise, the dumbbell raises. Now this one just burning into the delts, burning in those details, right? Right. Squeeze here. Stretch here. You can't really stretch your delts out too much under load, so take advantage of this exercise where you really can stretch them and squeeze them. All right, I think that's 10. Superset with the dumbbells. Pinky out, raises like so. And again, you can come down a little bit more than you can with the side raises like this because the tension stays on the delts. Just like that. Ooh, baby, they burning. All right. 6 to 10 reps on each of those. Man, you're gonna burn your side delts in, and they're already fatigued from doing the heavy dumbbell raises. Ooh, after that, your side delts, they're done. All right, stay tuned. All right, the second extra bonus exercise in this complete current workout for shoulders is a rear delt superset. We're gonna rest our head, again with the pinky out grip, hit them like this for 10, and then we're gonna superset that. We're gonna crisscross these so we can get that stretch on the rear delt, and then bring them out like so. All right, so it's 2 different grips. You're hitting them 2 different ways. We'll start with this one. You can crank up the weight on this as well. Just remember, get that mind and muscle and squeeze that rear delt. Keep it engaged while you're coming down. If you can lock into that rear delt and make them do this exercise, man, is it a burner. I'm telling you right now, whew, with the pinkies out, different grip, man, you can feel it. And again, we're using light weights for the video, but you can crank up these weights. Just make sure you got the right form, you got the mind and muscle of that rear delt, and you keep it engaged for the negative portion of the rep. All right, I'm going to superset that with cable crucifix here. You see I'm stretched. You got a crisscross here. You can stretch that rear delt, come out, and give it a squeeze. Rear delt's a pretty small muscle, so if you can lock onto it and really flex it, contract it, and then keep it engaged for the negative portion of the rep, man, are you going to burn them things in. Big time. Most people you see are just doing this. That's not doing much. Keep the muscle contracted, keep it engaged, and squeeze it, and nice contract. Alright. Rear down. Alright, we're going to finish the workout with some front raises. So there's a couple different ways you can do these. I like to do them like here. Bring it up. I can't really contract my front delt here, but if I bring it up a little bit more right there, I can squeeze that front delt, right? So come down, up, go a little bit higher than your face in order to squeeze that there. Now you see a lot of people doing this, bending over, bring it up and squeezing. It's the same thing, but I don't like being bent over. My back's sore, my hamstrings are sore, so I like being straight up today when I'm doing my front raises. I do them bent over sometimes, but I prefer this way, especially when I'm sore back here, right? All right, so up, squeeze them, back down slowly. Again, keeping the front delt engaged the entire time, just like so. Again, bring it above your face so you can contract that muscle. If you just bring it to here, you can't contract. I can't contract. I got to come up here to contract that delt. Alright, so extend your range of motion just a little and get that squeeze in there. Alright, y'all, let's recap this current and complete shoulder workout. So again, we started with heavy side raises with the dumbbells. Heavy is the key word there. Then we went to rear dumbbells, rear raises, like so. Then we went to front raises, like so. Again, I like to isolate every single head, get them going, get them moving before I do the big compound movement, which was next, the dumbbell overhead press. That's your meat and potatoes. That's your big compound movement. That's where you should put your most effort in. Try to lift your most weight with that overhead press. Big compound movement. We follow that by dumbbell upright raises, right? All right. Again, if you're a beginner, you should go ahead and stop right there. That's a good workout. That's a great shoulder workout. But James is from Maryland. I feel morally obligated to do a little more, get a little extra, put a little more effort into my delts. So we came over here, we did the Y raises, the extra bonus workout, Y raises, supersetted with pinky out dumbbells. Followed that up by the extra part of the workout with your rear delt raises here. Again with the pinkies out, head rested, pinkies out, crank up the weight on this. Your head's rested, so your back's out of play. So crank that weight up. And then we went over here, did crisscross crucifix, stretched the rear delt out, just like so. And then we finished off the extra portion of the workout with the front raise cable. Just remember, in order to get that contraction, go a little higher than your face and squeeze. All right, y'all, this is a killer shoulder workout. Like I said, I put a little extra into my shoulders just for I feel morally obligated because Marylanders got those shoulders. Camille shaking her head. Alright, for more videos like this, check out our shoulder playlist. 88 Fitness. Like and subscribe.